Thank you. Thank you for a kind introduction. I hope I can share some of my experience with you all so that you can learn something from it. From 1 lakh to 10,000 crore company which I have built, it's a story made in India, made for the world. I think I'm proud because I made the story within India. So, but I think that's a success part. There are lots of failures, and I'm here today to talk about failures and challenges in last 21 years I have gone through, including my childhood. So I would love to talk about challenges and failures because you will learn a lot from that rather than my success, because there are many videos available which talks about my success also. Flashback, I would start how I started my journey as a childhood, what are the dreams and how I failed. Okay. So I always believe there is three C in my life, which is cricket, computers, and corruption. I have gone through all three things, and which really made me today what I am. So this three C, remember this three C, and then I will talk about India's story at last with five C's also. In India, everybody wants to become a cricketer, and I'm one of them. And I think I felt during my early stage that I can be a cricketer because I used to be a fast bowler. I used to believe that, but there was a different story. Coming from a very humble family background, living in 10 by 10 rooms, this is where I started my life in Mumbai. I don't know how to go and how to acquire these kids to play leather cricket. But I was playing tennis cricket. I got an opportunity. I after clearing my 12th standard, I got an admission in National College, Bandra, and the first thing I was looking out some kind of opportunity because I heard that there is a college university team. If you get selected in college university team, you get a chance to play a Ranji Trophy. That was a dream, and I think the first thing I was searching for the opportunity, and I got the opportunity. There was a selection happening at college, and in Khar Gymkhana Khar, I went for the trials. The first thing, I was so excited on that day that today is my day, and probably if I do right things, I might be selected because I was so self confident myself. On that day, when I went there, and I was waited for 4 5 hours. My turn will come, and finally the coach gave me the ball, and he said, "Go and bowl." The moment I took my run up, he said, "Stop," and I said, "Why?" And he said, "You don't have the shoes." And I said, because I was wearing the leather shoes. No. And he said, "Sir, it's okay. I can bowl barefoot." He said, "I will not allow you to bowl barefoot because it may create some kind of an injury to you." And that was a one point I was not allowed to bowl. And they just said, "You are not qualified just because you don't have a shoes." And honestly, at that time, I was not able to afford that 800 rupees shoes also. And I didn't took that as a failure in my life. The corruption part was there. There was a film star kid in the same trial, and they wanted to give that opportunity to that kid by taking me out. And I think that's a corruption part. And then on that day, I took that as a challenge because you, young kid, will fail multiple times in your life, but take that as a challenge. Make that failure as an opportunity. Since then, I stopped playing cricket. In 2004, when I started Root Mobile, and the first thing I started hiring cricketers as part of my employees. Out of 50 employees, we had almost 25 cricketers. They're all freshers. And I said, I will build my own cricket team. And on that day, I bought the whole kit, including pad, bat, kit, everything. And we started playing professional cricket. And today, I don't know how many of you know, Root Mobile plays in A Division Time Shield. We were champion for last 7 years. And apart from that, today we have two cricket ground in Mumbai, one in Churchgate, one in Charco. We own two league, ISPL, Chennai Singham, Mumbai T20, North Mumbai Panther, which is recently got commenced. So that is where you need to believe that everything which you want to dream of, there will always be a time we have to wait for it. Take that failure as a challenge. I failed because I'm not capable of, it's not the right one. I failed because the timing was wrong. And that is one learning everybody has to take from me, that yes, this is what happened. I will change the way. I will make sure the people, and definitely I met the same professor one day and say, sir, you are invited to come and watch match at Wankhede along with me. My team is playing there. So that is the kind of great perseverance you need to have within you. That's the first part. The computers. After joining BSc, I think in 93, 92, everyone knows that BCom and BSc has no career. Okay, I had no option because I scored less marks. I got no opportunity to go for engineering college. But I said, fine, I will do my BSc. And during that BSc, one of my friends told me he's going to inquire some courses at NIT and AppTech in Khar. I said, fine, I'll just join you guys there. And I appeared for the aptitude test and I cleared the aptitude test. And then somehow that person didn't join the classes, but I joined the classes. Okay. The biggest problem for me is the fees. Suppose during that time, it was 33,000 rupees for the whole 3-year course. And somebody coming from a very humble background, even 10,000 is a big money during that time. So I had another problem in life, and that problem is fees. And they said, if you pay all 3 years fees, you will get 30% discount. And I said, guys, I don't even have 1,000 rupees. How will I pay 33,000 rupees? I reached out to a charitable trust. And that trust asked me one question: we will fund you, but in return, what will you give when you become successful? I told, sir, if I become successful, I will create my own trust. And they paid my fees, 33,000. I finished my BSc along with my software diploma at the same time. I got jobs in multiple companies. I worked with IBM. I worked with various other companies, started Root Mobile in 2004. In 2013, I started my own trust on my grandmother's, which has a corpus of about 75 crores. And till today, there are hundreds of students and hundreds of patients got the advantage of this trust. This is what I believe, that somebody has helped me in past. It is my duty to give away back to the society. So everyone, as a student, if you really do something good as part of your career, make sure there are people who are underprivileged. Your small help can create Rajdip Gupta. Okay, and this, I think, during that time, if that help was not there, I should not be standing here. So I think it is always to believe that God is next to you, whatever form, right? So I think that is where I say cricket, computers, and corruption. These are 3C which really changed my life. And because of computer, I built the entire story of Root Mobile. Started from just 1 lakh rupees with just 5 people. Now we got almost 5,000 people working in Root Mobile as a global company, operating from almost 45 countries. And that is where I think the idea is. Phase 2 of my life, okay, you know that Root Mobile is a listed company. We got a market cap was I think $1.2 billion. One of the most interesting story during the COVID. But that story of listing is also a bit challenging. What has happened, like, I built a business which is scaled to a very high extent, and I believe that this is the right time for me to launch our public issue. We started working from 2015 onwards, and we believe in 2018 that we are the right time, we got the right timing, and we started meeting with multiple investors. I've traveled all across the globe, met with almost 250 investors during that time, but the timing was wrong. We got the SEBI approval 2018, we got everything right, but finally, out of those 250 investors, none of them said yes, that your story is right. And they don't believe that my story is right, and they didn't invest it. So 2018, we failed miserably. But I was very, very disappointed. I thought the world is going to end here because I worked very hard. One of my dreams to take this company to the IPO level. Again, next day, I said, no problem. I will rework again. And being a digital company, digital communication company, you name it, OTP to WhatsApp to RCS, all this thing, whatever you receive every single day, somehow, somewhere, we touch base everyone's life every day. 2019, we filed the IPO again. The people realized the advantage of mobile phone during the COVID time. Everybody was transacting using the mobile phone. The potential of handheld devices, people realized during that time, and most of the investors, they believe the story of Rajdip is a brilliant story. We filed for our IPO. We got the approval from SEBI. In 2020, on September 21st, we got listed. And you will not believe our issue is subscribed by 73 times. 73 times subscription, and we have received, it's a 600 crore IPO, and we have received 33,000 crore in our bank account. That's an oversubscription which we have received. But that was the story. The biggest story is in between, which is very challenging. We launched our IPO on 9th of September 2020, and I was busy with all my road shows online with investors. And during that time, I tested positive with 55% lung infections. During the same time, COVID positive, and my wife also got COVID positive. The story is there is a dream and there is a risk. 2020, we didn't have that kind of a medication available as what later on. And then we had only option, either I will lose my life or I will do my IPO. I said IPO is more important. This will give more stability to not only me, but my employees also. And myself, my wife, I drove the car to the Nanavati hospital, got admitted, was there for 7 days. And doctor said, I really don't understand and how you can survive because your lungs are heavily infected. 55% of your lungs are not functioning well. And somehow I think I was not looking at the disease as a problem, but my IPO as an opportunity. So my entire mindset was not on my problem. My entire mindset was on opportunity. There is an interview which is available on CNBC because this reporter told my team that we want to have a live TV interview of Rajdip, but it has to be live. And we cannot disclose that I'm a COVID positive. There are 73% subscription. Tomorrow, if people come to know there's a problem, the entire IPO will go off. Somehow I said, fine, I will do this interview over the call. And you will not believe I did that interview lying on my bed with fully infected. And I did that interview, and after that, that success is in front of everyone. So again, that challenge in your life, how you treat the challenge and think about it, that everything which is happening to you is not going to be cured, as what doctor just said. It is a positive set of mind. You have to believe in yourself, and you have to believe that what you are trying to achieve today, it is possible. Because I always believe, like most of the young people, when they come to me, sir, what is the mantra of success? Like that's a very simple word every single person asks to the successful man. Okay, but trust me, there are many unsuccessful men has a better mantra than successful man, because they have a better learning than a successful man. And even a successful man has many failures. So the mantra of a successful man is just to believe that what you are doing has a story behind it. What you are doing will work. And don't just get disheartened that, oh, I tried my level best, it's not working. Wait for the time, it will come. And believe in yourself is a very key aspect of that. I think these are the few things which has changed the way I see the world today. Again, for a founder, when you really want to build something, sacrifice is the biggest challenge you will face. In 2004, when I launched Root Mobile, I was married. Okay. Before that, I was working with IBM in UK, paid very good salary. One fine day, I thought, okay, I just want to start my own startup. I want to go back to India. People around me, they said, Rajdip, this is insane. How can you do this? Like in 2003, 2004, there is no startup ecosystem in India where you can go and raise fund and do anything you want to. I said, somehow I'm not enjoying the work. I believe I have some ideas which can work, and I want to try because I'm a skilled if it fails, I will still come back to IBM and still work. So always remember one thing: skill has everything. Build skill. Your degree has is a secondary. Your skill is everything. If you're a skilled person, maybe you don't have a great degree, you will amazed to know I'm not an engineer, I'm not an MBA, I'm not an IITian, but there are many engineers, many IITians, and many MBA work for me. Many of them, hundreds of them. Not only one, two, hundreds of them they work for me. The idea is I gain skill, and I'm far better than most of them when I talk about the technology. So idea is build skill. Knowledge is everything. Degree is secondary, but again, degree is also important because without degree, your knowledge is no value. So these are the few things for a startup ecosystem. As a founder, trust me, there's another thing is sacrifice. If you really want to become an entrepreneur, there is nothing called as 24 hours in your life. I always believe why God there is only 24 hours because every day is 24 hours and you start working endless. There's no time, right? And amount of sacrifice you do in your life makes lots of issues. And when I look back, I have missed my anniversary 18 years. 18 years because 28th February used to be my still my anniversary, and MWC Barcelona, there's a biggest telecom event happens in Barcelona and it is always on 28th Feb. So I have only two choices: either go and meet my customer or please my wife. I told my wife, one day will come, I'll be with you, but let me just spend this 18 years with my customer. So customer first approach is also critical. You build anything. If you don't have a customer, your product has no value. Okay, a bad product can have a good customer, and a good product can have a bad customer, no customer also. So idea is to build something which lasts for a long. Sacrifice is the key. Don't believe that okay, I will have a work-life balance. I still believe there is nothing called as work-life balance for a people who are building new stories. I don't believe myself, and it's a very controversial statement. I know many people came back to me and said, Rajdip, why you use this word? There is no work-life balance for entrepreneurs. I said, guys, listen, either you build or you do this work-life balance, because sometimes even 24 hours is less for you. Then in that case, how will you do the work-life balance is your problem. So again, think big, dream big, because dreaming is everything. And again, when you dream, next day, remember your dream and go to the work. Because when you just dream, it will never fructify. You need to dream and go and execute the dream so that you can achieve what you want to. So my story has a long, long story, but I just wanted to share this few parts. I hope it has given some kind of encouragement to young students. You can always reach out to me whenever you want. And thank you once again for having me here. It was a pleasure to be part of TEDx Maharashtra College. Thank you once again, guys.